What's up, brothers and sisters? The stock market is in full breakout mode, so let's dig into what's happening in the stock market, in the general indices, and then dig into our trading watch list for tomorrow. This is a great market for swing traders, people that are holding stocks 3, 4, 5 days, and also for day traders. The range is there and the trends are strong, and so this is a great time to capitalize. If you're brand new, this is a good time to build up your accounts. And if you're a veteran, then this is where you go out and do the Lord's work and get to work. So let's first take a look at the QQQs. We broke out again today. And so we're at all-time highs. Everything is firing right now, all different types of stocks. So QQQ broke out, led by Meta, which was just a fantastic. We had a couple shots at this today. And dude, you just can't write a better breakout than that. It had a piece of news out later in the day on some AI nuclear stuff, but it was going to break out irregardless. This 600 spot was like a big lid on this going back from October, and so we've broken out of that. I think all dips are probably going to get bought in this, but for tomorrow, it might be a little bit of a leave alone. If you look at the SPY, we're just grinding up here. We're just in this kind of Goldilocks zone where, we're following the trend and it's just kind of curling up. And there's not a crazy amount of volatility in the indexes, which is what you want to see. Guys, stocks move the most when the indexes are just grinding higher, not when they're like moving all around and there's a lot of volatility. You just want that grind higher. You want it to be boring. That's when you get the most amount of breakouts and a lot more sectors firing. If you look at the IWM, we are a little bit weak. We were a little bit weak here, and we were down about 0.7%, and you can see we're testing into the 9 EMA. The play is not done in this yet. We briefly tested all-time highs here, briefly, and then we kind of are pulling back. This is a very natural type of move. Most likely, we need to kind of undercut some supports and whip it out, and then it'll continue on. The IWM tends to do this because it's a small cap, mid cap ETF. It tends to rip and then have steep pullbacks before it rips again. That's just the way it's always been. It has a little bit more range, a little bit more volatility than a lot of other names. So just kind of be mindful. It's not done yet, but it is in a little bit of a rest phase. And I think if we can come back into some of this and back and fill it, then we're in for a good treat come next week. So let's take a look into the watch list. There's some really good looking names. Again, by the way, guys, yesterday's watch list, I know you guys watch these all. Yesterday's watch list had a lot of runners on them, and I think I've got a good one for you guys today. APP, this broke its flag today. You had a really tight range here, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days of kind of consolidation. Because no matter how extended you get, if you get this kind of consolidation after, a big move, in the hottest markets, you want to be in the best momentum stocks, and these kind of range compressions, these periods where the range contracts and compresses, it builds up steam for big explosive moves. The stock moved 25 points today. I mean, that's just incredible. This was a $10 stock, I believe, just in 2023, $12. Can't write a better script than this. I don't know what the heck these people do, but they must be doing something pretty good. You went red to green and then flag patterns galore. Awesome. Hey, UPST, it tanked yesterday on a downgrade. And then on the other side of things, they gave it an upgrade. The powers that be upgraded it, and it squeezed back. This is often what we'd call a shake and bake. So a shake and bake is essentially an undercut, right? Where you have this really, really hot setup, and you'll have this really kind of beautiful setup where, you're kind of just flagging out and maybe you're getting ready for a run, and then you shake out, right? And that kind of sucks in some shorts and, the strong hands, weak hands, whoever sells in this thing. And then you start to rip it back the other way. It was up 8% today off an upgrade from Redburn, who is a nothing basically, but doesn't really matter in this market. your mother could have upgraded this stock and it would have ran. This undercut is happening all the time now with the algos and new setups and things like that. So you want the shake and bake is awesome, right? Let it shake, then it comes and bakes. If we start to get into this gap, not only will it break out fast, but it'll be more powerful than if it never did the shake and bake, because the chase is on and you just see a lot of breakouts start from this kind of action. CRDO, beautiful play today. You know, you had this big ramp, then you came back, a big trend on this. I'm a believer in this one too on any kind of weakness. Reddit, this may be the one for tomorrow. You're starting to peek out its flag. You were up 8 points today. You've got a lot of room on this thing. It does trade a little bit thin, but it's got great range. It's got just enough liquidity to get the size you need. I love the overall look of this. You know, after they did I believe like a little bit of a dilution a couple days ago, you know, you're starting to see, right, this flag starting to form. I think this thing is ready to party tomorrow. BTD did an engulfing candle. So after an inside day, you got an engulfing. If this thing breaks 1540, it's going to probably get sent. Look at this. This is a flat top breakout. So let me go to a weekly chart here. Right? You've got a huge breakout spot right here at 15 and some change. And so, you know, now we're building around this breakout spot. And, you know, it tested up for a hot second, and even when a lot of the other crypto stocks were kind of a little bit iffy in the morning, this one was leading the way. Watch and see. This is like this kind of 3-bar pattern after a breakout, often in a hot market, will work really, really well. That's top of the list if you like some of these kind of cheaper names. ALAB, another one, right? It's not just... Look at this marination here. So after that big move post earnings, right, you kind of came back, built out some support, right? It's just a breakout pullback, and now you're pushing through. Awesome range on this. Add this in. SMTC, I really like this one. So this one had earnings out, so this particular day. Now you spent about 4 days just kind of marinating here inside a range. And so you're right at a sweet spot on this. You're actually testing it currently. If you can break over, let's just call this 67. If you can break and hold and build over this 67, you're going to be pretty happy. It's got a great look for day trades. Marvel, hold on here, had its earnings come out, and man, it's looking zesty for tomorrow, right? So you got a nice, boom, breakout to all-time highs. I think this will probably put a nice kick in the pants in some of these semiconductors. Got some big volume that's probably going to come in tomorrow. I think tech is going to look pretty good tomorrow. You got CRM also up 35 points. Guys, CRM barely ever moves, right? Man, you get a nice 35-point pop in CRM. Now, that's probably too big of a pop to really get aggressive on the day trades because it's a thick stock. But I think both of these, you know, is a good sign for the tech market and things that we can play. Meta, awesome trend today. Dude, you can't even... First of all, not only does it take out its opening range, then it takes out another one, and then every dip into support was bought intraday. You had a beautiful trend on this thing. It's up quite a bit in the last, week or so, but watch and see if it has any hard pulls. Like a retest of that 600 breakout would be ideal. Man, and that can happen very, very quickly. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little market weakness. Boom, you get a little quick spike down. Watch and see how it marinates around that 600. It's never on the dot. It might be 598, 602, but in that kind of zone of love, you want to start keeping an eye on it. It's got a good look. Maxell, I think this is a bottoming semiconductor that's going to be in play for tomorrow too. You got a little pop in the after hours, probably based on the Marvel earnings. But if you can hold over this 200-day moving average, I think you're in for a little bit of a treat on this one. And guys, Okta also had earnings out. Look at this, right? You got just your classic W pattern here, where that's your beautiful bottom. And now you're taking this out, also taking out the 200-day moving average. You can't really write a better script than that. I think this will be in play, not just tomorrow, but in the coming weeks. And then do this NBIS. You know what? I had this on the watch list from yesterday, but it was kind of trading a little bit weird, and I just forgot about it. And then old Citron comes in, late in the afternoon and puts the pump on. And basically, what they're saying is, hey, they think this is the AI play for the next, coming whatever. And I believe they allocated a random $66 target, something like that. So I think this is even if they didn't do that, this is an IPO breakout, and it's in the right sector at the right time. This is a name we want to be watching on weakness tomorrow. If we get a weak open, I think we got a red to green this bad boy. It's got 22 million shares of volume today, so it's going to be pretty and plenty liquid. We can come in hot on this one. So, guys, take it easy. If you get a huge gap up tomorrow, by the way, just be careful. Watch the upper Bollinger Band on the QQQs. Hold on, let me get a little bit better. Watch the upper Bollinger Band on the QQQs. I'd set an alert there because if you get a big gap up and then a run and you pierce that upper Bollinger Band, that'll be a good time to probably sell some swings or take some profits or trail up your stop losses. Usually right around that spot is where you'll start to get some profit taking. It doesn't mean that, the trend will be done or anything like that, but you'll start to see some of that weakness. So let me know if you guys have any questions, guys. I love you. Take care. If I could turn my time